To CGTN, I'm Xinmeng.
And this is Zhao Yunfei. We're live from Tianjin, a place not far from Beijing.
And this is the Italian Style Street in Tianjin.
It's being said one of the largest Italian style complex outside of Italy, but more precisely, largest in Asia.
Yeah, largest in Asia. And it's formerly the Italian concession in Tianjin, and it is the only concession outside Italy.
That can be dated back to the 1900s.
Right.
But first of all, what is this about?
Well, this live streaming is actually part of our special program, Real Time China. So we started in Beijing this morning, early morning, and
I know you had a really long day.
Yeah, we started at 7:30 a.m. and during our day here, we stopped at Langfang and then stopped at Yangliuqing. So this is our final destination for today, but we have more 9 days to go. So this is a 10-day trip.
It's because this is just the first day, but welcome home.
Yeah, it's a homecoming day for me. It's a homecoming trip. I was born and raised here in Tianjin.
Coincidentally, same here. Both of us are Tianjin.
Yeah.
Well, it's so lucky. It's our privilege over here to introduce our hometown to you. But we'll have one more Tianjin resident.
Yep.
He looks a little bit different from us, but he is a Tianjin resident. We have our guest today, Barry.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Nice to meet you. So.
Go ahead and introduce us.
Hello, everybody. My name is Barry O'Keefe. I've been a long-term resident in Tianjin since 2002, and my wife and my son. My wife is Chinese from Tianjin. My son is born in Tianjin. We come here all the time in the summer. So tonight is an interesting night for us, coming in a snowy evening. First time I've been
snow
here.
In this winter, I think.
First snow.
First snow.
So it's a kind of a good fortune.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
How lucky. First snow at home.
So right now we're outside of the museum. It's called the Memory of Tianjin. In there, they have a lot of good features or characters of the Tianjin, many characters of the old Tianjin town. So why don't we just walk in and take a look?
Yeah,
Let's take a look.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. See you. Yeah.
After you.
Thank you. Free opening. Okay.
Free opening.
No charge. Okay.
Because there are stores upstairs. Oh, getting excited.
Okay, here we go inside, everybody.
Wow, thank you.
Welcome.
Tianjin memories.
Okay, so the first place Barry and I want to show you one of the concession maps.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's on this way. It's a great gallery, but when you pay your close attention to the walls over here, look downwards over here. Look at this. This is a concession map. It says 9th the American was ceded to Britain in 1902.
The 9th American.
So what's that about, Barry?
That's interesting. So it means it was given to Britain, but in the British concession, there's the Marine barracks, and in the British concession, so you actually see American military facilities that are actually in the British concession itself. And on Jiefeng Beilu, there was the old American Navy Club. That's also, so there was a lot of these little facilities around the British concession.
Yeah, so this is where we are.
So to give you an idea, this is the
orange
place
one.
Where we are now,
this
that's
is where
right.
the Italian concession.
That's right.
So it's in between the Tianjin Russian concession and Australia concession. I believe Australia concession would be over there. And then across the river is south to Haihe River, and across French concession, and also Japanese concession over there.
And the earliest part of the concession should be the British concession over here. If you, the Wudadao area, the Great Streets area are over here.
Also another famous spot here in Tianjin.
Right. Okay.
So actually, the Italian concession is the smallest among the 9 foreign concessions in Tianjin.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually, the original condition was very bad.
Right.
Yeah, but the Italians took advantage of the silt from the Haihe River and then they paved the road.
Well, also the another good infrastructure that is the local authority doing the upgrade of the local area. So that's why this place looks so nice.
Right. So they finished the renovation in 2005 and it was open to public in 2008.
All right. Over here, there's good food. food at this corner if you would like to see something more interesting over here.
This is a Seagull watch factory.
Seagull watch.
In Tianjin, that's famous.
China's first watch. Seagull
First watch, China's first
Made
watch.
in Tianjin.
Made in Tianjin.
Okay, look at that.
Here we are. My goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
What is this?
Mapar, one of the 3 Tianjin specialties.
Yeah, mapar is fried
Dough
Fried
twist.
toasted dough stick or something?
Fried dough twist, I
Fried
think.
dough.
It doesn't seem make sense until you
Doesn't-
see what
Dough
exactly
twist.
that
So
is.
there's a lot of twisting. Yeah, and the other 2 specialties are ear hole fried cake. Ear hole
fried cake.
耳朵眼
Or your jango,
Yeah.
fried cake.
Fried cake.
fried
yes.
deep fried cake.
And the Gobeli ball. Steam ball. Yes.
So you gotta try that.
Well, in fact, these things never taste that delicious anymore.
Well, I like the fried cake.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the fried cake for breakfast actually.
Okay.
You've had that for breakfast?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I've never eaten one.
Perhaps
I've
you
always
don't have
given
other
it away.
choices. Well, the thing is that many of the snacks in the in the past days, I mean, people don't have that many choices. So these are the snacks that really, like, one of the people's favorites. So what do you like most?
What do I like most? If I can go over here, I can show you. I like those white.
Rectangular kind of sticks.
I like the taste of those. I like these very much. Like a date. Is it a date? I like these. Yes, yeah. And I like those little cakes there. Those white. Yes, yeah. Those are-
I don't think I've tasted it before, but
No.
I like the name rose cake.
rose cakes. We've had them with tea on Culture Street.
Yes, yeah.
I think I like that.
These we call humbugs in English. They'll break your teeth, those ones. You have to see a dentist after you eat one.
We just bought this 大梨糕. We just bought this
Is
from
it?
Yang Liuqing.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you?
because it's very rare here in Tianjin,
Is it?
in the center.
Is that tea?
大梨糕?
Daligao?
No, it's like a candy, but it's a
Oh,
cake. Yeah, it's
okay.
hard.
Is it
It's very sweet.
very sweet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, basically, this museum showcases a lot of the stuff that you no longer see nowadays in Tianjin.
Yeah, it's
Right.
rare
that's
now.
Why it's called the memory of Tianjin.
I see.
So it's so important for people who do a lot of preservation work of both of our culture as well as our food. I think we're at the wrong direction. How can we get back? Okay, that way. Ah. So we can go back to
这个麦有问题了。
Where's our
Six news anchors on a grueling 10-day journey covering 2,000 kilometers. CGTN hits the road to present an exciting new series of live shows called Real-Time China. From the nation's capital, Beijing, to the Xiong'an New Area, which is set to revolutionize the way we live tomorrow. From the martial arts haven of Shaolin Temple to Hebei, the country's largest sponge city, which is realizing the full potential of rainwater. And from a remote village in Guangdong province to the ever-expanding metropolis of Shenzhen, home to hundreds of global high-tech companies. Real-Time China brings you to the people and places that matter and pays tribute to the movers and shakers from both the present and the past. Join us from December the 5th to the 14th to see China's reform and opening up like we've never seen before. Only on CGTN. 6 news anchors on our grueling 10-day
Box. Well, I can wear them. But
Okay, we just come outside
Can't
of the
walk
memory of
around in them,
Tianjin. Once again, what do you like most about this museum?
I like because there are a lot of things that we can't find in the center of Tianjin anymore. So it's really the childhood memories, and this actually bring us back to the old days. I like a lot of them. So what's your favorite?
Well, I think the concession part is really. I mean, the map is really vivid, so you can get a sense.
History.
You can get a sense of history. There is a fight between scholars and local authorities, which is how much we should showcase the Tianjin's history, because there's a conflict. On one side, it's kind of a humiliating history. On the other side,
Right.
the buildings that the concession area have left us is really precious. So that's kind of an in between, kind of a fight. But anyways, let's move forward, and this part is, I think Barry has more knowledge about this part, even though he just turned as a local Tianjin people not very long. Tell us more.
about the whole district here, Yunfei?
Yes.
So where we used to go to is been there maybe 5 times is Cao Yu's house, called the Chinese Shakespeare. Cao Yu's house, yeah. His plays Wilderness, Sunset, and Thunder. My wife has read them all in Chinese. So we've gone to his house many times, and I like sitting in that old house at the end of the day when there's not many tourists there. You get the feeling of what it must have been like before all the development in Tianjin. So, and that's one house we've gone into a lot. The Scholar's House, the Educational Reformer's House, I haven't been in that one, but I want to go into that one.
The education reformer is Zhao.
Liang
Yang
Qichao,
Qichao,
yeah, and
yes,
his
yeah.
studio named Yinbing
Yinbing
Shi. So there
Yinbing
are
Shi.
a lot of residences of the celebrities here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Even in the modern China history, a lot of I think the thing.
Liang Qichao is one of the leaders of the Constitution reform campaign in modern China's history.
Modern China's history.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And I think this is a famous place too. The first workers' cultural palace.
yes.
Oh, the Workers' Cultural Palace. I've
Yeah,
heard of
yeah,
this
yeah.
place. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's also very important. I think it's a historical architecture. Yeah.
And in the back in the old days, well, even nowadays, a lot of activities are being held over here. It's kind of a representative or a headquarter of labor union.
Labor Union. I see.
Well, Barry, why is the street so empty now? You
Well,
know, I came
this is a
here
good question,
in summer,
yes.
in summertime,
Yes.
and there are so many. You know, most of the buildings are restaurants and bars, but we can also enjoy the Italian live performance.
Yes.
There's Italian clothes, a lot of stores. So many tourists here. But
There was also a cinema where you could see movies in a time, but I think that's closed according to my wife. It was a private cinema. You could go in there. There's a hotel attached to it, which was a very interesting old hotel. And you can go up on the rooftop. There's a single little bar up there, and you can look out all over the Italian district. It's by the Paulander bar over that area, the German bar. That's a nice little place to go. Most people don't go in there. It's 2,000 RMB a night for the hotel, so nobody goes there. It's quite empty. But we go up in the old elevators and stand up on the top of the roof, and you can see all over here. So, but yeah, tonight is just our snowy evening in Tianjin tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, we talked
So-
with many some of the vendors and tell me that one of the peak hours is in the summertime
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's a great place to
just to
dine
chill
That's right.
out
to
here.
chill out
That's
over
right.
here.
Yeah.
Or the weekends too, when the weather's better, isn't it? That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
Tianjin is a city. Compared with Beijing, Tianjin is relative city has fewer population. So, especially during the weekdays, you don't see that many people in the middle of the streets. Not unlike Beijing, many places are very crowded, even at the nighttime.
Yeah, so I think this is the center of the whole Italian
Yes,
style
it is,
street.
yeah.
This is the Marco Polo
Square.
Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
Wing
is
Victory. Yeah, and there's another name. There's an Italian name for it. I can't remember the Italian name. But yeah, the statue of Wing Victory. So, and
So I think this goddess standing in the middle, she's holding a piece of the olive branch
Olive branch.
Right.
for friendship and peace forever.
and you see the water running here in the summertime out of the lion's mouth there when the weather is going. And there's a small cultural thing. It's easily to overlook on this bunker-like fortress. when the trees, you need to see it in the daytime, it's a symbol of fascia, the wheat sheaves bundled together, which was a symbol for the fascists in Italy at Mussolini at that time, in the 30s, the 20s in Italy. So you see that on the side of the building. That's the symbol of the government in Italy, I believe, at that time. The fascia, all wheat sheaves bound together. You need a clear light to see it. It's on the four, I believe, corners of that structure there. So that's an interesting little feature.
Government of Italy. So this the Italian Style Street, the Italian concession was built in
1901,
1901 or
1901, apparently like that.
Yeah, so
early 1900s.
in that year, I think they signed a contract called Articles of Tianjin Italian National Concession Contract.
Right.
And then this Italian concession was scoped.
Well, also for a longer period, people just really didn't pay much attention unless there are a lot of filmmakers shooting films over here.
Right.
But I mean, I remember when I was young, I ride bicycles, walk through here. This place is not even become an area. This place is just a random place, and people are curious about what this is about until the local authority kind of grouped them together and further renovated.
Yeah, there was a protective development here to this area.
That's right.
That makes people become more aware about the cultural relics that Tianjin has to offer.
Right. So there are in total 133 Italian-style buildings. I think all are renovated. Very special.
Yeah, but you don't nowadays you don't see that many people making films over here. But if you see Tianjin, if you see a lot of Chinese TV dramas, and you'll be able to see a lot of familiar scenes
From here.
Especially in the modern the stories that tell modern history of China.
Right.
So right now we're coming to one of the major streets, and this is one of the most popular bar streets in Tianjin.
Finally, is that live performance?
Yes, it
I
is.
heard
Yeah.
someone singing.
This bar up here is famous for local musicians and rock and rollers playing out there. My wife told me about this bar up here. It's quite smoky up there, if you can handle that. But on the weekends, yeah, a lot of local bands play up here. So, yeah.
So you basically eat up every single restaurant, right? Did you?
Most of them we've eaten at the good restaurants here. We've tried the German bars. Yes, we've eaten at most of the restaurants. Yes.
Oh, there's Santa Claus here. Is that time of the year already? It's so early.
Almost at that time of the year. Well, it's already the holiday season for sure.
And this is Go Believe, one of the three specialties of Tianjin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's steamed buns, baozi, very famous. If you come to Tianjin, you have to try this.
So which restaurant do you like most, Barry?
This one, Venezia, we've eaten in here quite a few times, Yunfei and Abigail. Yeah, this one I like here. Yeah, this is a Spanish one, I think, here.
So starting from 8 p.m., it's just too early of the night. Not even night, it's just evening. Start from 8 p.m. A lot of the restaurants will have live performances. I think by that time, this place will be getting more interesting.
In the summertime, you can hear all the bands playing, and they're full of people
Right in
on
summer,
each
it's
restaurant.
so crowded here.
But you know what? I'm a little hungry. Do you know? I want to eat something actually.
Excellent
Here?
food, excellent food here. So.
Okay, let's try.
Hello.
Okay.
How are you? So.
你好.
Okay.
Okay, let's just look around. Let's eat there.
Oh, they serve Italian pizza here.
Hello. How are you? Hello.
This is cozy. Hi.
Oh, very nice.
Nice to
Hello
meet you.
again. So nice to meet you. Hello. How are you doing? So nice to meet you again. How are you doing? So how are you doing?
We're just gonna stand on this side so that.
Yeah.
So this is the boss of this Italian restaurant. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Was the first restaurant that opened this area, and the first restaurant that have 4 diamond. First restaurant from Western food, and nothing. It's 10 years that it's open, and I hope other 10 years minimum.
So you opened in 2008?
No, was 2007.
07. 07.
Yeah, but we celebrate 2008 because for 1 year was open, but no regularly.
Because this area is open to public in 2008, so that brings
Yeah,
crowds here.
before the Olympic game in Beijing. Yes.
And I know Barry always say that there's not even an Italian at this Italian style street. And then we found two Italians,
Genuine,
father and
authentic.
son.
Then, do you want to introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm the son of the owner and help here my father with the public relation with the Western and foreign institution like Italian Embassy, Italian Chamber of Commerce, another chamber in Tianjin, and I'm in charge of the quality of the product.
Well, and usually in the summertime, a lot of people will come by. Luckily, it's winter time, so they have time to speak
It's
with
very,
us.
very hard, very hard. 3 or 4 months, the people is very few. Upstairs we have some foreign people, and we survive because there is a foreign people that are working here, and of course must to eat, and prefer have some original food, because we import everything, everything
Wow.
we import.
So what is it like doing business in Tianjin as a foreigner?
No bad, no bad. We have a lot of foreign people here, and a lot of people recognize to us because 10 years is a lot of time, and we had always the same quality. We don't change the quality. We try to improve for have much more customer.
But are you worried that the Chinese customers may have like totally different taste compared with Italian
Yes,
people?
yes, but depends. If the Chinese is usually to go abroad and know something, we can to have good result and also appreciate some quality of wine. But if the people stay here and never go outside China, cannot understand so much. It's always the two things that ask: spaghetti bolognese and the pizza margherita. Stop. Don't recognize other.
So Chinese flavor.
Right. Last question. Tell us, what's special about this place, about this Italian style complex? What's special about this place? How is it different from other like communities in other parts of
Tianjin.
China or in Tianjin?
First of all, is the construction is original. Have more than 100 some 10 years, and also like this building. This building have more than 100 years, and we decorate in Italian style. And was when we enter just the wall, the external wall. Was not like that. Was necessary a lot of time, a lot of energy, and looking for some decoration, some furniture that is original. Also upstairs, we have with the kitchen 5 floors, and every dining room is decorated in different style. We have a Venice style. We have. Maybe Milano style. So we try to have something that remember the Italian style. Also the statue you can see is in bronze, and there is a Roman style.
This is a Roman style?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a Roman style.
I
And also this one is very heavy. It's bronze. It's very heavy, and there is one emperor from Rome that wash the food. So we try to decorate maintain the Italian culture. Being here also the vice premier, the vice president from Italy, Grasso. Pietro Grasso was here to visit us, in 26 people with our ambassador, and appreciate our food, because some plate become from the origin. My mother died 2 years ago, had 100 years old, and cooking until she left this world, and teach me how to cooking in tradition. We have some plate that is origin from maybe 200, 300 years ago, from a small village in Italy. And we maintain this kind of flavor and tasting.
So it's traditional flavor passed down by generations.
And it's always good to have kind of exotic food in Tianjin,
right.
especially.
And we follow also this book. That there is one book from, if I find, I know, Mickey. It is one book that have more than 200 years, and there is some recipe.
Wow.
Okay, thank you so much. I hear the machine's buzzing, so the order is coming. You must be busy. So we'll just go.
Let's head out
Thank
to
you so much.
explore
Thank you
more
so
of
much.
this area.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Nice to meet you again. Thank you. Nice to meet you too, sir. Nice to meet you.
So although this area is empty, but people are still ordering from these restaurants here in the Italian area.
So just crazy to-go systems, right?
So okay, where are we going now?
So we're heading far to one of the most beautiful sites of Tianjin. It's called Bei'an Bridge, but before that, here is still the rest of the street. So, well, I remember when I was a college student, if there is friends coming, I always show them around at this place. This is a definitely exotic place that Tianjin people are so proud of.
Right. Because it's really hard to find another area in Tianjin that has so many exotic flavors.
And this place has become even more commercialized. And back in a couple of years ago, you don't see Starbucks, you don't see Costa Coffee, you don't see Häagen-Dazs over here. You only see like not like food chain services, right? So how do you see the changes of Tianjin, Barry, in these years?
You definitely see it here, Abigail and Yunfei, is that this is becoming more developed, and you're getting the gentleman there, which is just like a treasure for Tianjin. Authentic Italian recipes passed down in his family. That's extremely hard to find in a lot of places, So that's a very treasurable thing. More development, more bars, restaurants, cafes in this area. It's getting busier, this area. Every time I come to it, there's more and more tour buses. You can't walk in here at all. So this area, and then of course, if we're talking about the other parts of Tianjin, like the British concession, Wudaidao, you can't even walk in there on a long weekend. It's just forget it. We live in the area, and you just can't walk in there. But and the horse carriages now. 2002, there was 2 horse carriages over there. 2 I saw. We used to feed the horses carrots, and now there's a third of the stadium area is full of carriages. So I mean, they're just like day and night busy, which didn't exist in 2002 when I came. So.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember when I was young, I went to elementary school in the Wudaidao area, and I lived there. So at that time, it was just a regular area, just like regular normal streets, which people go and just commute every day. But now it's like a tourist spot.
So you never be able to realize that this place has so many past history. There were so many stories went on. Basically, there's a story behind each wall, each building. There are so many generations, different generations of celebrities ever living here. If you get a chance to know all about that, you'll be amazed by the rich culture that this city has to offer.
So over there, we can already see the Bei'an Bridge with the 4 famous statues. I think there's a dancing girl. Is that dancing girls performing different poses on the statues?
Do you have any knowledge about that?
About the bridge? I did some little bit of research, but it looks like a European design. You see in France or Germany, maybe, but the details I'm not sure. But it's definitely a European design. Because I remember before this was built, they didn't have a fancy bridge like this, even 10 years ago. So
I heard there are 4, the bridge piers there are 4, statues, like 青龙白虎 朱雀玄武
Like
the
four
green
major like animals like
yeah
four.
in mystery
Mythical
in-
creatures,
yeah
yeah, right.
mythical creatures. So that's the green dragon, white tiger, red peacock,
I see.
and 玄武.
Right.
Okay, so below the bridge is the Haihe River.
Haihe River. Haihe River is the river of the mother river for Tianjin people. Yeah.
But we'll use this bridge as the background to maybe tag out. Over
Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for our live streamings here at the Italian Style Street.
And there's more to come actually in the Haihe River because on the river there are cruise. There are a lot of boats coming on in the night, but especially during summertime. Winter is probably too cold, but there are so many other activities that you can do during winter
Yeah,
times.
exactly. And then over there is the Jinwan area, Jinwan Square area. That's another newly built area that is very exotic. I think exotic.
Exactly. So if you want to know more about Jinwan area, stay tuned at the CGTN channel, TV channel at 8:15 China 24.
You are going to do a live show there, right?
I'll see you live on TV in about 30 minutes.
And for tomorrow, we will tour around the Hebei province. We'll go to Xiong'an New area and Shijiazhuang city. So we started from Beijing, and then today we visited Tianjin, and now we're going to these surrounding areas to see how regional integration is really taking place here in China.
Right. Barry, any last words?
Well, we'll say goodbye to Tianjin until you can come back again. So thank you for the interview tonight.
And he will be
Yeah.
my TV guest later on, so
Okay, so-
Well,
I'll
just
see you again
check
back
them
there.
out. So stay tuned. Thank you for
Say
coming along,
good night,
and
Tianjin.
please follow us on all the social media platforms at CGTN, and follow our trip on the road to see what China is really look like. See you later.
Take care.